were hoping to have Sister Kim Poole, but she's not, or Mama Day, that was recently in Brazil. She wasn't able to join us, but I met both of these Brazilians, Afro-Brazilians, in at the UN, at the United Nations in New York. Brother Antonio and DJ Akili. She was in Baltimore at a Kwanzaa recently event. So we appreciate both of them. And I would just want to have a general conversation with you guys about Brazil and the communities as well as your work. I'm going to start with Sister Akili. So tell people about yourself. You are a DJ and you're an educator. You're here in Baltimore for a little while, and then we'll go to you, Antonio, real fast. And I have Akili's website here, so just share a little bit.
All right, so I'm Akili Bakari. I'm from São Paulo, Campinas, in Brazil. And I'm a professor, a teacher. I'm an anthropologist. I'm here in Baltimore, Science in October, and I'm still here until March. I'm um, I'm participating in a exchange scholar program between UMBC and Unicamp, is the State University of Campinas, um, in the Abdias Nascimento fellowship program. So it's like a 5 6 months here, being in. It's like a cultural exchange program. So it's that. Also, I'm a translator. I'm working in a black publisher in São Paulo. It's called Anansi Publisher. Um, I have made like two translations. Has been published. The first in 2022 is the Egypt philosophers from Aleph Ashanti. It's translated to Portuguese. And in the ending of the last year, we published Kemet Afrocentric Ethnology in Portuguese.
Yes.
Yes. And also in Campinas, in my graduation time, um, I I co-create. It's like a school who make uh, preparation to young black people try to enter the university. It's called Sankofa school. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Mm.
I helped to start this project
Mm-hmm.
in 2020. So yeah, it's like this, like a review of the things I do. I'm also a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
and I have these three things I make the most is like being a DJ, being uh, a researcher in anthropology, making my master's now, and this work with a translator. Yeah, is that.
Okay. All right. Good. That's a good opening. Good opening. All right, Brother Antonio. So you were here at the UN a few months ago, where we were able to connect. I hope you heard Sister DJ Akili there. But so, and where you are, where in Brazil, and what brought you to the U.S. when you came with your work?
Hello, Akili. Hello, my friend. So, really nice to see you guys again.
Mm-hmm.
I am a human rights activist for more than 10 years. I'm son of a maid, and then I moved to United States because I could not find any opportunities there anymore. So when I moved, because of the level of that I got in my career, so and then when I moved, I decided to do not be speechless anymore about the issues that we have.
Mm.
So and then my activism became more vocal and more in the front line.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm here for 7 years, and now since of the last year, beginning of the last year, I'm the country specialist for Brazil at Amnesty.
Okay. Oh wow. Wow. That's yeah. No, I saw that on your bio that Amnesty International. And so just really quick. So where were you living when you were in Brazil? Where were you from?
I live in São Paulo, but I'm from Goiás. That is a
Okay.
state that is surrounded Brasilia.
Oh
Brasilia
wow.
is inside of the state. Yeah, the federal district is inside of the Goiás state. So
So are both of
that's
you sort of in the same area? Do you know?
no.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
like a little closer,
Yeah,
maybe
no, in the same region, let's say, right?
same
Right.
state.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. No, it's interesting because we possibly could be coming there with the Teaching Artists Institute with Sister Kim. Akili, you haven't met Kim, but certainly you'll meet her when you come back. So, how long are you going to be here, Akili?
Um, I'm seeing this because with this new govern,
Mm.
my visa ends in February 28th. I'm thinking,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
a
I'm
couple of
thinking
weeks.
to stay here in until March 20.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm seeing this because before this is was okay, but I don't know if it's still okay because we can still here with a 30-day plus after our visa ending, but the situation
Mm.
is a little changing now.
Wow. Wow. No, interesting. Interesting. So, do you work with issues like that, Antonio? I mean, like, what would what she was saying?
You're talking about immigration?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, is that one of the things that generally you have people coming, trying to engage you, saying, for instance, I know you said you were, you know, you are outspoken in Brazil, and do you feel that people come and um, I'm familiar with Amnesty International, so
Mhm.
I know you said you are the liaison for Brazil. So
Yeah,
are you? Mhm.
in case of immigration, we could be really closer to the cases of asylum. In cases that we have someone that it's being violated in the human rights,
Right.
um, rights, and could be someone that feel threatened or have some threats. We could take care of the cases. Yeah, but Amnesty, it's being really focused in this immigration because we know that a lot of human rights violations is being happening in Brazil, especially when we talk about Afro-Brazilians. Achilles
Hmm.
here to make sure that we are all right on that. Afro-Brazilians, they have a different level of violence in Brazil at all. We
Mm.
are the country that most kill young black people in the planet, so it's
Mm.
really dangerous, and it's really important that we racialize everything that came from Brazil, right, Achilles? Especially because we are a majority of the community.
Wow, interesting, interesting, interesting. So, and I think I see Kim Poole. I'm not sure if she's able to come on video. So, well, I definitely want to connect both of you. Well, I put Antonio. I put Achilles. That's her Instagram site up on the bottom, and this is her LinkedIn. But we'll definitely connect both of you together. I'm trying to see if Kim is trying to come on. Well, when she pulls up her picture or her audio, she's actually in Italy right now. She was at the African Union. Um, so many people have
Mm-hmm.
been working on the sixth diaspora and work, with and Brazil, and this is what we definitely want to recognize that Brazil is a major part of the diaspora, more African
It's the
slaves.
biggest diaspora of the planet.
Say again? Yes,
It's
yes,
the biggest
right.
diaspora of the Brazil is
Yes. Yeah.
first, United States is the second.
And so where?
Brazil is first, United States is the second biggest
Right,
diaspora.
right, right. No, and that's one of the key reasons that the Kim and the sixth region activists. I know something happened in Brazil recently. Some people were there,
Mhm.
but that's why we anticipate participating this year. So it's man, it's definitely something that we would like to explore, of course. But so what would you both say would be some of the primary concerns for the communities, the African Brazilian communities um, in Brazil? What would you say that major challenges are?
Go first, Achilles. Mhm.
If you want, you muted. Oh, you go ahead.
Antonio, you want like speak it first?
No, I said go first.
You can repeat the question,
Okay,
please.
yeah.
The main
So,
concern of Afro community in Brazil, what do you think would
mhm.
be?
Sorry, it's
It's cutting.
yeah.
The main concern of the Afro Brazilians, of for the community of Afro Brazilians in Brazil, what do you think would be?
Yep, I
Oh
think you
my,
muted. There you go.
my
You are not getting right. So I can go first, Achilles.
Yeah,
yeah.
Uh,
it's okay. It's okay.
he's asking what is the main concern of the Afro Brazil for the community of Afro Brazilians in Brazil. I have a
Mm-hmm.
really clear idea. Uh, as a thinker, obviously, I don't own the truth, but the main concern in Brazil that for me is the root of the issues that we have there, and it's what the social movement, especially the black movement, is been fighting against, is to the black people understand who they are in Brazil. I don't
Mm,
know if you are aware of me, but the biggest part of the Afro Brazilians, they not even know who they are.
mm,
So yeah, we are the majority of the population, but we have, because we are the most mixed country in the planet,
mm,
so we have a big part of those people, especially that sometimes they are lighter skin, sometimes they are not even lighter skin. Like for example, Neymar had an open dialogue a couple years ago saying that he was not black. So the
mm,
politic of erasing our entire history and erasing our entire identity for me is the biggest crime, because if we really understood who we are, we would take over, right? We are the biggest majority of Brazil. But as we don't know, when I say obviously is in the deep meaning as to be black and Afro Brazilians, we can be controlled and dominate, and that's why the religion in Brazil has a big part of that issue,
mm,
because the necropolitics that we have, that was this concept, I don't know if you ever heard, was conceived by a really nice black teacher in Brazil, Mambembe. He explains that it's a politic to not only kill, but to let people be killed by the system, by the
mm-hmm,
by the poor, by the lack of opportunity, by the police brutality, by the incarceration, by the oppression towards the black women in the all the different kinds of work. So that's for me is the biggest issue. If you really understood who we are, we would not allow to be controlled and oppressed as it is, and we would have a different approach in politics, in understanding representation, understanding how it's important to be in the tables on the decision are being made.
mm, mm-hmm,
We can abstract a lot of topics from this one. We could understand why the population that it's starving, it's the majority black people. Why the people there are living on the streets? Why, when we turn on the CNN in Brazil, we think that has less black people than in America. America just have 13% of black people. If you turn on the CNN here, we have more representation than in Brazil. I'm not saying that representation is the solution. I'm just saying if we picture that, why
Mm,
we feel so much comfortable having no black people in the position of leadership in Brazil, and we would not feel comfortable anywhere else.
mm. Wow. So thank you for this. Akili, I and with what Antonio was saying, and just identity, and I saw that you doing some work with ancient Kemet and reconnecting, Black culture, Afro Brazilian culture to ancient Kemet. I just did a DNA. I just had my DNA results. I've been posting it, and it said that 27% Nigerian and Benin and Togo. Um, so, and I know that Akili, you fuse in music into your work as a DJ. Do is that like a big thing there, connecting like ancient African civilizations like ancient Kemet, or like the West African cultures? And Antonio, you can add on if after her with that.
Yeah. Um, Following what Antonio was said, we have like a big issues in to black people access who they are, to access their history. Um, I'm seeing this difference between the black community in US, black community in Brazil. In Brazil, like we have a law uh, who's obligate the teachers in the school to teach African history and culture, but the teachers don't have this material to to teach the children's, you know. So it's a biggest thing because this law was created in 2003. It's like been passed more than 20 years, and we don't have like a significant change in this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, about Kemet histories and African ancient civilizations. Um, uh, it's like it's like recent this work now and this knowledge, because the publishers was not really interested to publish this translation, all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And the most of the publishers, it's owned by white people. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's not a usually thing you saw like black people being having being the owner of black publishers. So yeah, it's a lot of things like this, and I'm trying to do this work to translate it and expand the African history and culture.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like the most thing the people in Brazil want. It's not what they want to see, you know. We have a historical issues between um, a concept of what is be a Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
When and it is like a government plan to erase black history. So they
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, you are Brazilian. You are not black," or things like that. You are Brazilian, Brazilian.
Mm-hmm.
To create uh, a sense of nationalism between every people who lives in Brazil, white, black, and don't create like difference, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like what Antonio says, like a necropolitic plan. Um, it's like a death plan, and I'm saying death in not just the physical death, but the mental death. You know, in every
Mm-hmm.
field.
Wow. Wow. Okay, Antonio, you want to add on? And I got somebody watching, and they asked me a question. Who are some of the heroes that you all listen to? Who are you listen to? What Black leaders uh, there that we should know about in the world? So if any of you, if you want to add on to what she was saying, but if you can throw that answer in about any major, like in here in the U.S. we have Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and
Yep.
Marcus Garvey, of course. But you can just say that, talk about that as well.
We are in the same page, me and Akili. I indeed everything that she was speaking. I think that's the biggest reason because when they erase our perspective and who we are, they can do anything with us, right? So that's why for this such a long time, and I'm not saying in a critic way of our ancestors because it was so violent in Brazil that a lot of times they have to be silent and they have to do a lot of things to be able to meet and Achilles have this opportunity. But I would say we have so many people that are great people. I would say Lélia Gonzalez. I would say Beatriz Nascimento. We have a huge amount of Black women that was so important to make we understand who we are. Like, right, Achilles, like Sueli Carneiro. I think, for, like in the first hand, I would recommend these 3 or 4 women, Lélia Gonzalez, Beatriz, and maybe Carolina too, right? Because I think Carolina brings a really, if I can say in a poetic way, sophisticated and poetic raw Brazil history. So I would say Lélia Gonzalez, I would say Sueli Carneiro, I would say Beatriz Nascimento, and I would say Carolina Maria de Jesus. That
Mm,
obviously we have a lot of nice black men that wrote the history in Brazil, but I would think, and maybe Akili would agree with me, that the black women in Brazil play a really important part to understand who we are, especially as a black man too. So
mm,
we understand who we are as a black man majority because of the women. We also gave some black men names, but I think we should recognize the power of the black Afro Brazilians.
okay. Okay. Do you agree with some of those names, Akili? Anyone else you would like to add? Or
Yeah. I would like to add also Abdias Nascimento. Abdias is like the biggest intellectual
mm,
in Brazil. He worked with Asante also, and we have like a mythological figures also like Zumbi dos Palmares, Dandara, and yeah,
I
it's
think you should say, Akili, that our Black History Day it's in homage of Zumbi dos Palmares. Né? I think it's a
mm.
important thing to say. There was a
Wow.
leader of Quilombo. I don't know, Ami, for um, with Quilombo.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
yeah. Quilombo for us is like I don't know if you heard about, but it's like the Maroons
yes,
in the
yes.
Caribbean. It's like
Correct, correct. I went to Panama, so I learned a little bit about the Colombos, the Cameroons. Like, yes, the Colombos, correct. That word came up a few times. Yeah, so I appreciate it. But no, thank you both. This has been good. I just wanted to, I mean, this is good for me personally. Sister Kim, she um she she's going through what is it, customs in Italy. She said she may not be able to get on, but I definitely appreciate both of you and your time. We wanted to, just really touch bases really quick. And Antonio, you'll be at the permanent forum, right? This year?
Yes, and Akili should be with us there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna definitely connect you all and see how
Yeah,
that
send
can
me her
happen.
number.
Go ahead.
Send me her number so I can get
Okay,
in touch.
Akili, well, go ahead and put your number in there right now. We'll do that right now. We have time. We we're going to make this connection right now. So I appreciate you both. And Akili, I'm gonna get with you here before you go. We'll find something that's going on. Oh, let me see. Let me put it in here. Okay, and I guess this is probably a WhatsApp. This is a
Yeah, I
Brazil.
already got it. Don't worry. I saved already.
Oh, you see it? Okay.
I saved already, yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. And definitely, so we're looking forward. So yes, so the permanent forum for people of African descent. What's that? What's those dates? 14th? Is that April? I don't have it in front of
I
me.
I forgot about the dates, but it's in April, Akili. If
Right.
you are here, you should join. Still, you can still subscribe for the event. It's the most important Afro discussion that we have today.
Right. Yes,
And we
yes.
just had to renew the decade, right, Emmy? Because obviously the goals was not uh, reached, so we had to renew too.
Right.
Nice. I will try. And if I think I will not be here, but I
Mhm.
can stay like online or things
Right.
like that
Right.
in person.
True. No, we definitely gonna keep you, actively engaged, Achilles, somehow. But you never know what can happen. You've been here, so opportunities could present itself, and we'll see what's happening. You mean you just learning about this, but now with Antonio, here, and and y'all exchange, your bio as well. I've been looking all through your work, your LinkedIn and your other pages, and so you're doing some good work. You're learning a lot while you're here, and you showed up to a Kwanzaa, so that was good. So you you found out about what's going on in the Black community, and so here
We have
and
to take the kingdom of oh my god, I forgot the name because the name it's really different for us. The kingdom of Kush to Brazil.
oh yes, no, right, no, good point. No, that's a good point. Thank you for mentioning Kingdom of it's the Kingdom of Kush. It is the Kingdom of Kush. That's tentative, a new country in Africa. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. That's where we met at, and that's so for those who may not know, Kingdom of Kush is between Sudan and Egypt and Baterwell. That's the land that they are naming the Kingdom of Kush. And so Kim is actually the spokesperson for the Kingdom of Kush, and she wasn't able to be there. Kim Poole, founder and executive director of Teaching Artists Institute, and I'm the president of the Teaching Artists Institute. And so, yeah, that was a good event. That was a real good event. I met a lot of people and was able to see you there, my brother. So yes, so definitely we appreciate you both, and thank you, Antonio, for doing this on short time. I know it's Akili, we've been saying we were going to do it, and we missed yesterday, and so I was like, all right, can you do a couple minutes today, just a couple minutes? So didn't want to hold both of you too long, but definitely this has been good, and I'm sure many people will see this because I can replay it and put it on our different websites, and so I appreciate it. And it's, not many of us, are connected to what's going on in Brazil. But, in some cases, it was just like a boat ride, where some people got dropped off at. And so we have to, at least learn what's going on. Like you said, it's the largest diaspora population. And so it's a worthy conversation. So, but thank you both, and we shall be in touch. You all, and I'll definitely see you, Antonio, in New York one or two of those days. I definitely will be, up and around. So we'll be in touch, and I'll send you all copies of this as well. Okay. All right. So
Have a
thank you.
really nice day,
Thank you.
guys.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you.
It's raining. It's raining here in Baltimore, Akili. So stay dry.
It is snowing here in New York, so
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Snowing in New York. Wow. Okay, well, we doing a little bit better. It's still cold, so I'm staying in all day. Like that's what I'm doing. So enjoy your day, guys. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure.
Thank
Peace.
you. Bye
bye.
bye.
Thank you.